Hey folks, how's it going? I'm Dave. This is puzzle 3 in our first series of puzzles showing how to do step sums. These are similar to Sudoku, but there is a difference. With Sudoku, you usually have a grid and you can only use typically the numbers 1 to 9 or 1 to 6. You have to use them all and you can't repeat any of them in a certain area. This is the same one. This is a level 5 step sum. It's the hardest of the 3 puzzle types. There's level 3, level 4, and of course this is level 5. So what this means is we have to fill in these empty boxes that you see here with values 1 to 15, especially ones that are not being used yet. And the other fun part is this row has to equal 15, this one has to equal 19, this one has to total 29, 51, and the same thing with the columns going up and down. So it's a little tricky. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to go through this and solve it. It'll take a few minutes. But you notice that there's a 14 here in blue. Well, in the book, by the way, there's a book. It just came out on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description down below. What we're doing here is there's 2 ways to approach the level 5 puzzles. You can do it without a special clue, or you can go to an intermediate part of the book before it shows the solutions, and what it'll do is it'll actually drop this in for you. So each of the level 5 puzzles, you can do them twice. I would recommend doing them first with the special clue, like this 14, and then when you're done with all of those, you might want to go back and then just go through and try to see if you could do them but without this clue, it makes it a lot tougher. So let's get started. Up here on this row, it's kind of a gimme because it has to equal 15, so we know that that has to be an 8. So I'll put that in. Over here we have another gimme. This has to be 2. So we're good to go on that. But now what do we do? We got to start looking around the puzzle to see if there's anything that we can figure out quickly. And your biggest tool in these puzzles is the fact that you can't reuse numbers, and that'll help you figure stuff out. So as an example, in this column here, we need to get 45. Well, we have 7 and 13, which makes 20, and then 14, which makes 34. That means between this square and this square, they have to total 11. And we're like, well, there's so many combinations for that, but not really. Because we can't use a 1 and a 10 because we have already got the 1 in use. We can't use 2 and 9 because we have a 2. We can't use 3 and 8 because we're using the 8. We can't use a 4 and 7 because they're both being used. So the only thing left is a 5 and a 6 or a 6 and a 5. So let's try 5 and 6 and see how this goes. So if we add up this whole column now, it's going to equal 45 because we already knew that this had to total 11, these two guys. But now what? Well, let's just keep going and see if it works. If it doesn't work, you'll usually know pretty quickly. So going across here, we need 19. Well, we've got 6 here and 4 here, so let's plunk in a 9 and see how that works. So far, so good. We're not using a 9 anywhere. But now, when we come down here, we've got 8 and 9, which makes 17, and then another 12 that makes 29. But we have to make 33, so the only number that would fit in here to do the math would be 4. But the problem is we have a 4 here, and now we have a 4 here. So we can't do that. So we have to backtrack. So now we know that this can't be 5, 6. Could it be 6, 5? It really has to. Mathematically, that's the only thing that'll work now. So 6 and 5, we know the math will work to 45. But now let's go this way. Well, we tried 6 and 4. Now we have 5 and 4, which makes 9. So that means this square should be a 10. Well, let's see how it goes this way. Well, 8 and 10 is 18, plus 12 is 30, so this would be a 3. So far, so good, because we're not using another 3 anywhere. And now we can come back and figure this out. This will be easy because there's only one spot left. So let's add these up. 13 and 3 is 16, 17, 18. So that means 18 from 29 is 11. Okay, we're not using an 11 anywhere, so we're in good shape. So now we can come down and do this row because there's only, or this column because there's only one left. Well, we have 4 and 11, which makes 15, and that's 30, so this would also be 15 down here. Now let's check. Are there any other 15s in the puzzle? Nope, no other 15s. Okay, and so then there's only one number left that we haven't used, and it happens to be the number 9. So we've solved this puzzle, but let's just add these across. I'm going to come this way because we can add the 9 and the 1 together and make 10. And then this makes 25. And this makes 37. And then this plus 14 makes 51. Good, we got it. So it's really that simple, but that's because we took this bonus square and had it filled in for us ahead of time, which the book allows you to do. So there's how you do a level 5 step sum while using the extra bonus space. So I hopefully this was instructive, and hopefully you guys can try it out. If you like this video, if you're still listening, please consider hitting the, liking this video. And if you really love it, you may even want to subscribe. And we'll talk to you soon. Oh, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks. Gotta run.